While I can certainly think of 7 keys to make you a better professional wrestler, sadly, I can also think of 7 rookie mistakes I've made, and I would like to help you not make them. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. Here on my channel, I make videos for professional wrestlers at every stage of their careers. And I do this in part because when I was just starting out, during my own rookie season, I had no mentor to guide me. I had no coach to teach me. And I think that lack of resource, of knowledge, of wisdom, of experience, and information, I think it played a real role in my failure to achieve my ultimate career goal. And I don't want that to be the case for anyone else, including you. I've made thousands of mistakes over the years. Today, I want to talk about just 7. 7 is enough for today. Up first, a common rookie mistake, and one I made early on more times than I can count. When being introduced to someone in professional wrestling, I wouldn't say my name. I would say something like, "Nice to meet you." The problem with that is, especially when you are meeting well-traveled wrestlers or people of superstar level stature, they meet hundreds, if not thousands of people every single day. And the only way anyone is ever going to get to remember your name is if you tell it to them over and over and over again. And so I made it my own rule. The first 50 times I'm meeting anyone, I'm going to say, "Hi, I'm Mike Quackenbush." And I've discovered how it became a pet peeve of mine where, after meeting someone just one time, they would often then not repeat their name back to me, leaving me oftentimes guessing, who is this person? I know I met them once, years ago, on a tour, somewhere, maybe. They look kind of familiar, but I really wish they'd said their name and reminded me who they are. A second rookie mistake that is all too common is making your opponent out to be a nobody in your promos. When attempting to build anticipation for a match, you need to talk about the value of the wrestlers in the match, not take value away from one of them, like your opponent. So saying that your opponent is a nobody, is a zero, is someone you've never heard of, etc., robs value from the match, and that is a rookie mistake. The trick to a great promo is to build the value. This builds anticipation, so people want to see the match. A third rookie mistake I want you to be aware of, and one that I wish I had been cognizant of earlier on in my career, is to learn about the various cultures within wrestling. There is a culture around lucha libre which is not like the culture around American pro wrestling, and the culture around American pro wrestling is not like the culture around Japanese pro wrestling. And just saying this out loud makes me realize I have a video on this channel that breaks that topic open just a little bit, and I'm going to link you to it at the end of today's video. A fourth rookie mistake I want you to be aware of has taken on a brand new meaning in the social media era, and yet was relevant back when I was breaking in the 90s too, is this: don't build an echo chamber around yourself. Do you know what I mean by this? An echo chamber occurs when all the conversations that you have, in person or now online, are with voices that reflect back to you your own beliefs, theories, and opinions. And the result of this is contradictory opinions, different ways of thinking, the other side of the story, they never get heard in an echo chamber. The echo chamber effect is dramatically higher in the age of social media because there are sophisticated algorithms out there that will only show you the kinds of content that you've engaged with in the past. Among the ways the echo chamber effect could manifest might be in someone who starts to believe that there's only one valid way of making professional wrestling, or it could fool me into thinking that there's only one side to every story. It might lead you to imagine that everyone else's opinion out there is a direct reflection of your own. But building an echo chamber around yourself, such that it shuts out different points of view, even challenging opinions, I think is a route to ignorance. A fifth rookie mistake, and one that I made long after my rookie years were behind me, was ordering too much merchandise in any single batch, especially before I knew what the exact demand would be for that particular item. I often did this to try and take advantage of price breaks. I could get a better price on my t-shirts if I ordered 144 over ordering just 48 of them. So in order to avoid this, my recommendation to you would be, when you're starting out manufacturing your own merchandise, order conservatively. You can always go back and reorder more at a later time and date, but that certainly beats being stuck with hundreds or thousands of units that you cannot move. This sixth rookie mistake is the one I most wish I could take a mulligan on. It's not listening to the advice of medical professionals. Throughout my in-ring career, I have had more injuries than I can count, and far too often, I just imagined that I was smarter than the nurses and the doctors and the medical professionals who were treating me post-injury. And this was nothing other than pig-headedness and youthful hubris. Please don't make this mistake. You will only shorten your wrestling career in doing it. And yes, we've all heard those stories about supposed tough guys who ignored their doctor's orders and they went to the ring anyway. And in virtually every single one of those cases, that's just a fictional storyline. There isn't real merit behind it. And in those few cases where it happens to be true, that was an exceptionally narrow-minded choice. You are sacrificing your long-term health and the tenure of your wrestling career at the altar of short-term glory. And the final rookie mistake, which I sure made, and I sincerely hope that you do not, is this. Early on in my career, I took no interest whatsoever in learning the history of professional wrestling. I was only ever concerned with the here and now. What's in the latest Pro Wrestling Illustrated? Or what's on TV this week? What's on the pay-per-view next Sunday? But coming into the industry, that lack of context gave me massive blind spots. And to ensure the same doesn't happen to you, grab my new audiobook. Pro Wrestling History, 6 Threads and 16 Decades, traces the emergence of 6 distinct innovations throughout history, starting all the way back at the US Civil War and rocketing forward to the main event of WrestleMania 35.